may not be suitable for all audiences.
I love the energy.
Art 101 with Mr. Burgher.
Scholars, welcome back to another episode of Art 101 with me, Mr. Burgher. As you know, I'm a professional artist and educator, attempting to provide you with the best in art historical content. If you like this content, make sure you subscribe, like, share, do all those things, because boy, that helps me out.
You got a master's?
It's that time of year again, friends. It's time for the Super Bowl. This year is Super Bowl 58. And 58 makes me think of 1558. This is when Pieter Bruegel the Elder made his great masterwork called The Fall of Icarus. And The Fall of Icarus is this great landscape done by Bruegel in, again, 1558. And I want to, as you know, because you clicked on the video, jump into the details of that great work. So let's jump right into this painting, believed to have been created by the leading northern Flemish Renaissance artist, which is now believed to be a copy of his 1558 original, done in tempera paint, The Fall of Icarus by Pieter Bruegel the Elder. We know this painting may not be his, but the composition 100% is Bruegel. Works like this would challenge the established style of the Goths and the Gothic era and motivate others to adopt the style of the Renaissance, as well as working with genre or landscape as a subject matter. When we go back to 16th century landscapes, they basically feature three colors. We see brown, we see green, we see blue. The brown is the foreground, that's the front. In the middle, we see green. And in the background, we see blue. Bam, that's what we got here. Now, Bruegel himself, he's got many outstanding landscapes, like his Hunters in the Snow that we have previously explored and decoded for your benefit.
I would say that this is even bigger.
This was his only mythological sort of subject matter that he would dive into. Side note, the original story of Icarus would come from Greek antiquity, but it is best known for the version that was written from the Roman poet Ovid and his Metamorphosis from about 8 AD.
Your category is Greco-Roman mythology.
The use of this Greek mythology is a key concept of the Renaissance idea, and their idea was rebirth. The rebirth of classic ideas. A rebirth of the traditional moral story of the Icarus that warns against excessive ambition. Don't fly too high, fly with care, and respect the limits.
Like I said, it's just not getting too high or too low, not getting too cocky.
Greek mythology tells us that Icarus could fly with feathers secured with beeswax. He was taught how to fly, but he ignored the warnings that his father provided. He flew too close to the sun, melting the wax, and falls down into the sea where he would drown. We see his legs splash down into the water. In some of the copies of this work, his father is seen flying in the sky. In this one, we don't see that.
I'm not going to change who I am. I just, sometimes I need to apply pressure in different areas, and that's fine. I can do that.
There is an old Flemish proverb, and the farmer continued to plow. In some ways, this is reflected in this work. It's showing indifference to suffering. The plowman steers on despite this death occurring right behind him. We also can see reflected in this the proverb, "No plow will stop for a dying man." The horse with blinders on is moving forward without hesitation. In the lower left, we see bags of seed sitting against a rock, which again shows the proverb, "What is sown on rocks cannot grow there." We see the knife and the sword also on the rocks, which shows the proverb, "Sword and silver require intelligent hands." We see a ewe among the sheep at the sea, which is watched by the shepherd. The fisherman just below Icarus pays no attention to his falling from the sky. Also, in this we see the story of his father who was teaching his cousin who was more intelligent than his uncle, who pushes him to his death but is transformed into a partridge by the goddess of wisdom. And the partridge is a common symbol used in paintings that reflect on the story of Icarus. One last element that's included is the half-prison, half-fortress island. This is the place where Icarus and his father were imprisoned and had to fashion these wings to escape their imprisonment by Minos. Side note, it is believed that Pieter Bruegel the Elder would create 97 painted artworks over the course of his career. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that this gives an indication into Bruegel's
technique and fundamentals.
There is an inconsistency in the perspective of the composition. The strong diagonal composition, something that is truly Bruegel, is very much in your face and 100% his. The succession of planes is used to add depth, but an element of storytelling. This, and his powerful use of color, gives the viewer his innovative methods of depicting depth within the artwork. And bam, we've got a great piece of artwork here that really shows a lot of storytelling, a lot of different components of the Renaissance, and also reflecting on what the Renaissance really was about. That idea of rebirth, the rebirth of classic ideas borrowed from the Greeks and the Romans. And I hope you will be reflective on the artworks that you come in contact with. I hope you enjoy that as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. So let's kick back, watch the Super Bowl, and enjoy ourselves on this American holiday. We'll see you next time. You have yourselves a great day.
That's a stat line, boys!